Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today, 22W45 is here, and this brings quite a few good changes. So let's first of all cover some 1.20 changes. So the first one is there is new blocks inside of the bamboo category, which as you can see right here, these are the two new ones. You've got stripped bamboo and you've got bamboo. Now you can obviously strip this with an axe, as you can see. If I quickly just grab an axe, you can strip this one and turn it into the strip version. So this is a way to get kind of like the greenish version of bamboo, which I think is really cool. This recipe has now been removed from the game. It's no longer 2x2. It's now a 9 or 3x3, meaning you need 9 pieces, which crafts one block of bamboo. And this is the like block of bamboo which you can strip, and then one of these gives 2 bamboo planks. So it's not as efficient as normal log blocks, because if I was to go cut that tree down, I'd get 4 planks. In this case, you only get the 2. And that's the same with the strip version. If you put the strip version in, you still get 2 planks. I think this is, first of all, to match it with other wood blocks. So there is a stripped log and block version, although it's not called logs. It's, I think, to bring parity to the other logs. And I think it's also to make bamboo farms less OP than they were in prior snapshots. Now, the bamboo hanging sign, as you can see, hasn't changed. They haven't altered the texture of this. I don't know if they will. They might alter it to be more like this one. But let's quickly see, is this now using the new block? You need 2 chains, or is it still using the planks? Yes, it seems like it's now using the stripped bamboo rather than the planks, which is obviously once again another parity change to the other logs and hanging signs. In my opinion, I think this is a huge change. Not only does it give us a new color of building block, which is this like looking block, it's also directional, so you can also have like this looking texture as well on the side, which I think does look really cool. And we also now have a greenish looking block. I just quickly want to interrupt this video to say, if you are enjoying it and find this video useful, then subscribe, as it does really help out, and we are so close to 2,000 subscribers. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, as this snapshot is a good one. Another change is they have added the default skins for offline players. So if you're playing offline, there is now a chance you could get the 7 new default skins, including obviously Steve and Alex still. Let's now jump to some creative tab changes before we jump to the other changes within this. There is a new operators tab, but that actually needs to be turned on. I don't actually know how you turn it on. Requires if it is in controls. So, okay, there you go. Operator items tab. If that is turned on, I turned it off by mistake. If that is turned on, then as you can see, there is a new tab right here called Operator Utilities. And this is basically every item that you need operator for. You do also need to have cheats on to have this item tab here. So this is now good. So there's now a way to get command blocks, structure blocks, jigsaw blocks, barrier blocks, light blocks, debug stick. And they have been removed from the redstone tab as well. There is a new creative tab as well within this snapshot called colored blocks. And this is just every block that has a 16 colored variant. I've noticed the candle is in there as well, and that's the uncolored candle, same with the shulker box. But this is just basically every block that has all 16/17 variants of color. So if you now want them, they're easier to find. This tab right here that used to be called consumables has been renamed to food and drinks, just so it's a bit more understandable. And they have also moved suspicious stews into here. And I've also noticed they have given them all variants in the creative inventory as well, as you can see. Before there was just the one item that you had to try and guess or give it to yourself. So that's also really good. This tab right here that used to be called crafting ingredients or crafting tab is now just called ingredients, because not all items within this tab is used for crafting. Some are used for brewing, smelting. So that's just been betterly named. The food and drinks items has been betterly organized. So the raw food and the cooked food are together. So you know like the raw and cooked versions. The natural blocks tab has been reworked a little bit, just so it makes a bit more sense where things are placed within this creative tab. The bowl of enchanting has been moved into this tab right here next to the mending books, or the enchantment books I mean, just so that's in a better place. The tools and utilities has axes in it. it, this was obviously a thing, but they have now also been moved into the combat tab as well. So you can find them in this tab and also the tools and utility tab. Pressure plates and buttons have been moved into this tab, so they're not cluttering up the redstone tab. As you can see, the basic ones are still here, the oak and the stone, but all the others have been moved. Same with, I think, these. Now that's everything as far as I'm aware for creative mode changes. But let's now jump to the big things within this snapshot, and that is the Vex. The Vex has had huge changes. I've noticed we've recorded this whole video without sound. I have now turned it on, so if I now summon a Vex, as you can see, their texture and model has been changed. If I get a better look at it, it now matches more the alley, which I think is an interesting change they have made. I don't know why this change has been made, but the actual model now resembles the alley. Same with the wings. They are still aggressive mobs. They still are summoned from evokers. Nothing has changed about their mechanics. It's just the look and the actual sounds, I think, has changed. Or no, yeah, it's the model and the texture. If I quickly just open up its hitbox, as you can see, the hitbox remains bigger. They haven't altered the hitbox just so it's easier to hit when fighting them. But the actual model obviously has gotten a little bit smaller to match the alley. I don't know why this change has been made. Obviously, it makes sense because allays are passive versions of the Vex, I guess. But it's interesting to see they've made this change. If I summon them both, you can see now there is a resemblance. I don't know if this is leading to a snapshot where we can convert the Vexes into allays. That would be cool, but currently there's no sign of that. So once again, here's a quick little look at the model. It's hard to look at because it's flying around, but the texture has been changed. I don't really like the texture. I think it's a bit too much, and it does look a bit weirder. So now let's quickly just get the angry version of it, because obviously it does change texture when it's angry. And as you can see, that is what the texture looks like when it's angry. It all turns red and it just charges at you still doing a lot of damage. So it's interesting to see a change to the Vex, as I didn't actually expect that. Wild update music has now been made quieter. So what I mean by that is when you're inside of like the deep dark or the mangrove swamps, music that plays will be quieter than before, as there was a bug, I guess, making it a bit too loud. And a bug has been fixed, or a change has been made with torches. Before you, or shulker boxes I mean, before you could place a torch on top of a shulker box like that, as you can see, it will now pop off. Before, the shulker box would still open and the torch would stay there. It's the same thing on the side, I think, but as you can see, it will now pop off. So I don't actually know what you could place on the shulker box. You can place torches, you can place levers. I don't actually know what else. Buttons, I guess you could. As you can see now, opening that will pop all of the above off of it. So that's everything within this snapshot. It's a very small one, but I think the changes they have implemented into this snapshot are really good. The first one is obviously 2 new blocks in the site of bamboo, and it's directional. So there are obviously 3 different textures you can get from this, or 2 with a rotation. You can obviously have the rotation of the bamboo going upwards, sideways, or you can also have the texture like the front ways, which is really good. Then obviously the stripped version, which is right here. This once again has 2 different types because the third one is the same as that. So it's technically the same. Then you can obviously have sideways and you can have upways. And then obviously we have bamboo planks, which I don't think the texture has changed for them. They are exactly the same, which as you can see, okay, they're actually the same as the stripped log texture. It's just on all 6 sides, it don't have this texture at the top. I didn't actually know that until now. That is interesting to know. And then we obviously got the Vex Changes, which I think is unexpected, but huge. So if you enjoyed this video, do leave a like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.